What's happening, Renzo gang? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling today? So today we're gonna be continuing with the insane lore of Mortal Kombat. This is part four. I wonder, I wonder exactly, are they gonna go through every single Mortal Kombat video game through this lore? Because there's a lot of Mortal Kombat games. So, like I said, this is a long video, and these parts are gonna be broken down into separate parts. So that being said, Renzo gang, we're just gonna dive right on into it. I hope everybody's have a good day today. And yep, let's dive on into it. Find find where we left off at. It was a long video.
Well, it,
Yep, and we are right
while
here.
scoping out Kahn's fortress, Sonya gets ambushed on a rooftop by her nemesis Kano. He
Yep.
roughs her up and thinks he has the battle won, but in reality, Sonya plays possum. She uses his cockiness to unleash a devastating kick that sends Kano over the edge of the building. But just before falling, he does rip out a lock of Sonya's hair, a memento of their time together. Kano falls to the street below and dies. The centaur Motaro manages to discover Kano's body,
Well,
brings it
technically,
to
yeah,
Outworld,
almost.
and resurrects the corpse with dark magic. However, the Australian cutthroat still failed spectacularly, so he is thrown into the dungeons. It's there that Kano spots Shiva and sees her frustrations finally boil over. See, this girl failed to protect Sindel, and that's another mark of failure for the Shokan race. But it doesn't
Yep.
matter anyway, because it turns out that Shao Kahn has been torturing her people over in Outworld this whole entire time. So she figures, you know what?
Yeah, she ain't gonna
Fuck
like
it.
that too
I'm gonna
much.
kill Motaro, and then I'm gonna kill Shao Kahn.
Good luck with
Bold
that.
move that is mostly successful.
Good
Because
luck with
yes,
that.
she does confront Motaro in the dungeons, and she does manage to kill the guy. It wasn't the forces of light, it was Shiva who did the deed. As she prepares to
Shiva.
face Shao Kahn, Kano catches her attention, saying that if she lets him out, he'll gladly help her take out the Emperor. 2-on-1 are good odds, so she agrees.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Kano immediately sells out Shiva, telling Shao Kahn what she did to Motaro. The Emperor kills her with no hesitation. Shiva and Motaro are both dead, and Kano now finds himself promoted, leading the bulk of Shao Kahn's armies.
He just
Hot
want
damn.
money. That's all he care
And with
about
that,
is money.
folks, we come to the thrilling conclusion. The good guys manage to get inside Shao Kahn's fortress, and the two Shaolin monks, Liu Kang and Kung Lao, make it to his throne room. The Emperor awaits them there, now superpowered thanks to Earthrealm souls. It's a 2-on-1 encounter that pushes everyone to their limits. Poor Kung Lao getting really banged up and nearly killed. But like the previous two times, this of course ends as it always should, with Liu Kang going 1-on-1 against Shao Kahn. And you might as well call him Hulk Hogan because this guy doesn't let anybody go over. The Shaolin champion once again defeats Shao Kahn, beating him up so badly that he loses all of the souls he's collected and somehow the grip that Outworld has on other realms. Like, beating this guy
I think
has
this is
somehow
Mortal
freed
Kombat 3,
Edenia
if I'm
from
not
its
mistaken.
merger,
I didn't
and now
really
Katana's
too much play
homeworld is
first,
back
second,
to
and
how
third.
it should be. I don't know the logistics, I don't know how this works, but that is certainly the lore of the
Kang nice
original
like that, though.
timeline.
Stop
I
playing
didn't
with
think
him.
that Shao Kahn was killed at the end of this game, but no. He's just horribly beaten and manages to slink away back to Outworld. The Earthrealm invasion is called off, every soul on Earth is returned to their bodies, and peace is maintained once again. Realizing that Sonya and Jax were not lying about Outworld, the government decides to give them funding to create the Outer World Investigation Agency. Now
Yep.
the Special Forces have access to technology that can create portals to other realms
Why is
to
that
do
Mortal
preemptive
Kombat
strikes
versus
on any
DC?
terrorist threat that may come their way. While Sub-Zero finds himself aimless without the Lin Kuei, Cyrax has a bit of a breakdown. See, Shao Kahn has been defeated, so the cyborg awaits further orders that never come. He finds himself stranded in a nearby desert, completely locked up with indecision. But yeah, folks, Shao Kahn is legitimately done. He's hurt, his schemes have failed, and his armies are in disarray. He decides to back off and leave Earthrealm alone.
Yep.
But while this war was going on, one person was giddy with anticipation. Now that everybody's exhausted, It's time for the fallen Elder God to once again wage war.
Shinnok. Oh yeah, now this is the Mortal Kombat I played right here, Mortal Kombat 4. This is the one I played. This is the
See,
one
it
I
turns
started
out
on.
when the Elder Sub-Zero, Kahn, managed to retrieve Shinnok's amulet from the Nether Realm, no he didn't. It was all a trick. Quan Chi made a fake duplicate amulet that Shinnok allowed Sub-Zero to steal, and nobody realized it, not even Raiden could tell the difference. Shinnok's had the ability to leave the Netherrealm whenever he wanted, but he's been biding his time, waiting for the Earthrealmers and the Outworlders to finish their war. So now he's swooping in to once again continue his Age of Darkness, battling Raiden yet again. But first, he's going to take a realm that has virtually no way of defending itself. See, there's this woman named Tanya. She is the daughter of an Edenian ambassador and pitches the idea of taking in refugees from another realm to shield them from Shao Kahn's further conquests. So Sindel agrees to let them in, but after a good number of them go through, she discovers that one of them is the fallen Elder God. It's too late though. The Netherrealm forces spring their attack and Shinnok imprisons the Edenian ladies in their own dungeons. Tanya manages to escape to Earthrealm to warn the forces of light about what's going on. Not that they have any time to react, because Shinnok immediately starts battling all of the gods of the heavens. So yeah, you remember how mythologies had like a fire god and an earth god and a water god? Yeah, those guys are all dead now.
Fujin.
Fujin, the wind god, is the only one who manages to escape,
Beast
warning
mode.
Raiden about Shinnok's return. Shinnok mostly has demons and Oni as part of his armies, but he does have a few familiar faces by his side. Baraka, who has become disillusioned with Shao Kahn's failures, learns of Shinnok's Edenian takeover and decides, what the hell? I'm gonna give the Elder God my Tarkatan armies. Melina, who has since died twice, is now a resident of the Netherrealm, and boy howdy, she does not like it. She figures this new war is a grand opportunity to escape Shinnok's clutches, as well as get revenge on her dear sister for the third time. Reptile also died, remember? So now he's working for Shinnok under the impression that he can be transported back in time.
Now I wish to return in time to my home world before it was destroyed at the hands of Shao Kahn as the new ruler supreme of all reality.
See, there's a lot of this I didn't know because, like I said before, I was more of a Tekken person than Mortal Kombat. I didn't really start playing Mortal Kombat until like I started getting around cousins and all of that stuff. Like Tekken was like the first video game I've ever played and was like the first fighting game I've ever played. So I didn't really know anything about any other fighting games. I just knew Mortal Kombat the movie. I didn't really play the games until, Mortal Kombat 4 on the Nintendo 64. And I did play Street Fighter here and there, but like I said, Tekken was my game. Tekken and Battle Arena to Shinden, the first one only. I didn't play the other Battle to Shinden games.
Shinnok alone has the power to grant me this wish.
Reptile is lonely. He just wants to be reunited with his Zaterran family. Also, you may have noticed that his human form is gone, and as the series continues, he only gets more and more reptilian.
Yep.
Their way of making him stand out, I guess. Speaking of ninjas, Scorpion, being a denizen of the Netherrealm, regularly serves under Quan Chi and Shinnok. He does so again, joining their war, but this time around the Spectre has extra motivation. It's not enough to kill Bi-Han. If he truly wants peace over his family's death, it needs to be eye for an eye. He has to kill Kuai Liang. Only with the complete death of the Lin Kuei will he finally be satisfied.
To be honest with you,
and then
that
there's
was
Rico, whose entire character
the Mortal Kombat Annihilation Scorpion.
has been retconned to hell and back, because he makes his debut in
Rico.
this game. The bio literally says that he's a general of Shinnok's armies who took part in the initial war millions of years ago. The character is meant to be a mystery, as evidenced by his incredibly lame ending. One where he never says a word, he walks through a portal, and that's it. Nothing happens. But then Mortal Kombat 4 came to consoles, and with it, new pre-rendered videos. And so, the developers decided to spice up his ending by showing where the portal goes. and it turns out to be Shao Kahn's throne room. And then he puts on Shao Kahn's helmet. Oh my god! Is
didn't know
Renzo
that.
secretly Shao Kahn? Well, no. Because then we find out he's just a big fanboy.
I am Rico, general of Shao Kahn's army. What is it you wish to tell me? Oh, Shao Kahn knows about that? Tell him I will no longer enter his chamber or wear his helmet.
What the hell? All that intrigue, all that mystery, and he's just a weirdo who wants to be Shao Kahn. Starting with Armageddon, he'd start wearing outfits similar to the Emperor, and well, that's still the case with the newest game in the series. But this all flies in the face of his MK4 origin story, so I have no idea if he was actually fighting for Shinnok. Either way, that's Reiko. He's a character. It should be mentioned that Goro returns in this game to be the sub-boss, but he's not actually working for the bad guys. No, the only reason he's returned is to get revenge on Liu Kang. But what the Shokan doesn't anticipate is that another Shaolin monk has a score to settle as well. Kung Lao wants to challenge the half-human dragon to avenge his ancestor, the great Kung Lao. Now, Sonya believes Kano is dead, but she's still hunting down the rest of his gang. She and Jax hunt down Jarek, a member who's basically Kano light. He rips people's hearts out, he flies like a cannonball, he has eye lasers. I mean, developers, come on!
Yeah,
why wasn't he just Kano? They're basically the same character. Anywho, when Shinnok's invasion occurs, Jarek offers to help the Special Forces take out the bad guys. But of course, he's expecting complete amnesty after the fact. Another new character is Kai. He's a friend of Liu Kang's who once belonged to the White Lotus Society. That's it. I'm sorry, but this is such a nothing character.
He really was a nothing character.
Armageddon, a game that brings back everybody. And he wasn't even
literally
in the
everybody.
conquest mode. Hell, I watched hours upon hours of character interactions, and nobody has anything to say about this guy. In this one game, he turns up to help the forces of light. Meanwhile,
it was just a
back
pointless
in heaven,
character.
Johnny Cage's spirit is watching events unfold. And seeing how much of a threat Shinnok is, he begs Raiden, "Please, man, you gotta bring me back to life so I can help everybody out." And Raiden goes, "Yeah, okay." What? It's that easy? Why didn't you bring him back to life before? Either way, Johnny Cage is back from the dead. And finally, Sub-Zero is also joining this conflict because he remembers what Bi-Han went through with Quan Chi and the Netherrealm. Without the Lin Kuei, Kuai Liang finds a new calling as a protector of Earthrealm. Also, at some point, Kitana manages to break out of her jail cell and joins the fight. But hey, that's all the setup for Mortal Kombat 4. Okay, so first up, this game introduces Tanya as a new Edenian who just managed to escape so she could help out the good guys. In reality, though, this lady is an evil traitor. It was by no accident that the Netherrealm managed to conquer Edenia. She orchestrated the entire infiltration. Players aren't really aware of what side she's on until they get to her ending.
Follow me, Liu Kang. Raiden has asked that I lead you to him.
Tanya, what's going on?
I don't know what Kitana saw in you. Can't you see, Liu Kang? This is a trap!
Now in this ending, she definitely gets Liu Kang killed, which is not canon. But what is canon is that everybody finds out she's a bad guy, and they treat her as such for the rest of the series. Funny enough, in Mortal Kombat Deception, there's a side quest where Shujinko helps Tanya find a spot to trap Liu Kang. But one solution of this quest is to just straight up tell Liu Kang what she's plotting. So maybe it was the character of Shujinko, who I'll talk about later, that managed to foil the whole thing. Tanya is found out, but she doesn't die. She escapes to live another day. Liu Kang does meet up with Goro, and predictably, he kicks his ass once again. Having been beaten twice in a row, the Shokan gives up on his revenge. And that's really it. There's not a lot to say about the conflict. Raiden and the good guys manage to storm Shinnok's palace, they beat the shit out of him, and he's once again banished to the Netherrealm.
Why did Mortal Kombat 4 make the most craziest noises?
Mortal Kombat 9 depicts Raiden as the ultimate winner, although Liu Kang probably could have done it as well. This was a much, much easier battle than the one from a million years ago. And beyond having help from the forces of light, There's actually a reason for this. Quan Chi, Shinnok's favorite sorcerer, is actually a traitor. He didn't join the good guys, but he did manage to fool the Elder God with a fake amulet. Just like Raiden, Shinnok was under the impression that he had the real deal. So when he goes to take on the good guys, he's nowhere near as powerful as he should be. Quan Chi has been after this amulet the whole entire time, and with it, ultimate power is his. Scorpion manages to meet up with Sub-Zero, and once again, the rage for his family proves to be quite the motivator. The Spectre defeats Kuai Liang and gets ready to finish him.
Your soul will never rest, Scorpion. The Lin Kuei may have been responsible for your murder, but your family's true killer still remains free.
If you are not the murderer, then who is?
I am the one you seek. To defeat my nemesis Sub-Zero, I needed the power of a Spectre. You've done my bidding well, Scorpion. But now I must return you to the Netherrealm.
Never!
Scorpion moves so quickly that he grabs Quan Chi before getting teleported, thus trapping the sorcerer in hell with him. And oh, Hanzo is not happy. You really should have kept that information to yourself.
Exactly.
But yeah, Sub-Zero is now off the hook, and he decides that he wants to return to his old haunt. The Lin Kuei has still been doing its cyber thing when Sector's programming gets corrupted. All the battles he had during the Outworld invasion have fucked up the cyborg circuitry, causing his directives to change. He now believes that he is the one who should lead the Lin Kuei, and that the Grandmaster must be eliminated. So yes, because of a glitch, Sector kills his own father and becomes the leader of the Lin Kuei. Or at least, he almost did. But Sub-Zero comes in after the kill and challenges the Red Robot to a battle, one in which the Cryomancer comes out victorious. Sector manages to escape but leaves behind the Dragon Medallion, the one item that only the Grandmaster can possess. This is no mere trinket, as only one with supreme power over ice can even hope to wield it. But Kuai Liang finds that he is in fact capable of doing so, his ice powers even enhanced by the medallion. And so from that moment forward, Sub-Zero would become the new Grand Master of the Lin Kuei.
I'm
but
glad
now
he became
it is to be reformed. No longer a clan used for evil, it will now assist in Earthrealm's protection. Speaking of,
I love
Special
that.
Forces spend their time combing over the desert when Sonya and Jax discover one of their allies. Not only is Cyrax saved from his sandy prison, but he gains another form of freedom.
I realize that my existence is unnecessary unless I can fully recover my human psyche.
All right then.
So the Special Forces perform an operation to sever Cyrax's control chip, and it is successful.
I feel life once again, and I remember everything. Thank you so much. I am forever in your debt. I will not return to my Lin Kuei roots as an assassin. I instead choose to fight at your side for Earth.
Well, that's good news.
So as Cyrax joins the Special Forces, someone else gives them the slip. Jarek lived up to his word and helped them defeat Shinnok. However, he refused to be thrown in prison for all that he's done with the Black Dragon. Jax eventually finds the guy.
Going somewhere, Jarek? Jarek! Wait, I promise. Too late, Jarek. You can't drop me. You have to uphold the law. You have to arrest me. Wait. This is brutality. You can't do it. Wrong, Jarek. This is not a brutality. This is a fatality.
Now, this is brutal, but originally the scene was in response to Jarek killing Sonya by throwing her off of a cliff. But that's not canon. She's very much alive in MK5.
Obviously.
Without that context, it truly feels like Jax overstepped his bounds and murdered a man because he could. But hey, that's the part that stuck. That's relevant to Jarek's backstory going into Armageddon. Having defeated both Shao Kahn and Shinnok, the Elder Gods decide that Raiden is due for a promotion.
Yep.
And with that, Earth will need a new protector.
Our battle with Shinnok's forces is over. I must move on to my new position as an Elder God. And you, Fujin, you must take my former position as protector of
Fujin.
Raiden. It will be my honor to succeed you. Take special care of the mortals of Earth.
They are great people.
If you don't remember this, don't worry, I'll explain why very soon. Also, before Raiden left, he gave Kai his lightning staff because the dude wanted to walk the earth in search of enlightenment. The Netherrealm forces are pushed out of Edenia, and Sindel once again regains her throne. But Melina still shows up to have a word with her dear sister.
I want your status. I want to be Princess of Edenia. You will die, sister. And I will take this realm for myself. Never!
I bet you would.
Oh, Melina, what made you think this was gonna go well? On the plus side, she doesn't die this time, but she will be spending the rest of her life in an Edenian prison. Kitana isn't content to sit around all day. Shao Kahn may have been defeated, but Outworld is still gripped under his tyranny. So she proposes uniting the armies of that realm in order to overthrow the Mad Conqueror. In this, she manages to rally the centaurs under her control, and then proposes unity with the Shokans to Prince Goro.
War has been waged in this realm for too long. We must bring
There's so much I did not know about this about Mortal Kombat games. It is so much I really did not know a lot.
This is a great victory for all of us.
Who is that?
And then Kung Lao appears.
We are at a moment of peace. How could you attack now?
That was a
All right, I'm gonna stop it right here. Renzo Gang, this is part 4. Then we're gonna continue with part 5 when I get to it. Yeah, this is a long video, y'all. But you guys wanted this, so your wish is my command. So with that being said, Renzo Gang, I'm gonna see y'all next time. I wonder what we can expect on part 5, because there's a lot that I didn't know about this game. So Renzo Gang, with that being said, this is it for today. I love y'all. Make sure you hit that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. And hit that post notification bell so you be first to get your videos. You feel me, Renzo Gang? Peace.